have Rhonda here, and Rhonda is our mentor in this business. And one thing about Primerica is that you find out that here you always have a mentor who is ahead of you, who has already done all the things that you're trying to do to teach you and hold your hand. And so Rhonda, of course, is one of most amazing mentors and the most amazing women I've ever met. So maybe we can start with a little bit of your story.
Sure. So my personal story is that I was one of those parking lot mates that somebody randomly came up to me in a parking lot and invited me to a meeting, and I was the person that went. So I'm sort of life's lesson on you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. When somebody is open-minded and looking for an opportunity, they go look. So I went, I looked, I didn't quite understand it. A few months later, I met my now husband of 37 years and said, I need you to come to this meeting with me. Maybe you'll help me and you'll understand what the heck they're talking about. So it was a very clumsy start. So if you're having a smoother start, you're ahead of me already. Then fast forward a little bit, got my license in the 5th month that we were with Primerica. The systems were slower back then than they are today, so it took 5 months to get a license. And when I did that first month, got paid $2,500 part-time. I was an accountant in a very prestigious accounting firm in downtown Detroit. So I already had what was considered a good job, but I wasn't interested, obviously, in a good job. I was interested more in a good life. So came to work with Primerica part-time, sort of an aha moment of, okay, so now I know people need what we do. They understand it based on, our presentations help people move forward with us because of our simplified method of speaking to them. Although it's a very sophisticated message, we do it in a very simplified form. And decided that I was going to go for it, that the last thing I needed to do was put my opportunity on hold for a job, because a job I could always go back and get if my opportunity proved to be not worthy of my time. So as you found out now, it was worthy of my time, but I went all in and came full-time that 5th month, quit everything. I stopped my evening activities, I stopped my weekend activities, and I tell you this, not for you to have to do what I did, but that's what I needed to do. I needed to eliminate all my distractions temporarily because I needed to get focused on this. I was unable to work a couple hours at this and then turn it off for an hour or two, then get back to it for an hour or two. That wasn't getting me anywhere, as I found out very early on in that 5th and 6th month. So then my now husband Jerry, he came full-time on my team when we were about 8 or 9 months into the business. So now we were all in, both of us relying on this. When that happens, when you eliminate your plan B in your lifetime, your plan A becomes significantly important. So I can tell you that had we kept his income going, we were obviously getting married and going to start a family, we probably wouldn't have been nearly as successful as we had become, because we would have, had a cushion there. So eliminating the cushion threw us both into heavy action, and we recruited and field trained innumerable people for an extended period of time. But what we knew is that if we worked hard in Primerica's system and opportunity for 3 to 5 years, it would be the equivalent of working hard on a job for 25 to 40 years. So knowing that it's all an upfront price you pay, we decided to pay it quickly and swiftly. So we were conducting meetings, we were introducing people to the opportunity, we were showing them how it works, we were getting them licensed, and we were building this foundation of brokers and agents throughout our territory, which was Michigan. Although we have no territorial limitations in Primerica, that was our focus, was basically in our neighborhoods that we were in the surrounding communities, probably within 50 miles of where we lived. So we focused on those areas, we got an office up and running, then we got a second one up and running, then we got a third one, and we just kept going. And so our first year in the business, we made a few $1,000s, probably like $70,000. But more importantly, we learned the business. And I think for anybody tuning in to a video of this nature, You've got to learn your skill. When you learn it, the making money part is just turning on a faucet. So don't even worry about, can I make money at this? Of course you can. There's so much living proof that it's an incredible compensation package attached to a growth plan that you have to personally grow the skill set, which of course you have Olya to help you, so you're in great shape there. But be a little patient, but be impatient after, the first year, I would say. Start to get impatient, start to say, I want the whole thing delivered to me now. And because you'll be ready. Even if you think you aren't ready, you will certainly be ready. Some earlier than a year, some right around that. But I would tell you that within that first year, you're going to make some money. You're going to build somewhat of a team. You're going to get some skills. And once all those things start to feel even moderately comfortable, you're so ready. You are so ready. So we went for it. And when we went for it, we became a regional vice president, our 11th month in the business, and moved forward. In our first year as a regional vice president, we earned over $200,000. Our second year, we earned over $300,000. I tell you this not to boast. I'm just telling you that if a couple of 20-something-year-olds can come in this, and all I can tell you is we were incredibly coachable. Whatever we were told to do, we did. We didn't ask a whole lot of questions because we didn't have questions to ask. We just were starting to just work forward and move forward based on the system that was in place, which is a remarkable system. It's the system that's just perfect. So anyway, so then in our 11th year in the business, we got paid over $1 million. And how did we do that? We did that by building 7 people direct to us that earn over $100,000 a year. Today, the number is more like 3 to 4 that earn over $100,000 a year. But that was the formula back then because we weren't paid quite as much as you are today because we were a smaller company, of course. So that's the formula for $1 million a year income. How long will it take for you to get those 4 key people in place that earn over $100,000? That's your decision. That's not our decision. We know the numbers. For every 10 people that you bring into our company, we understand that 3 are going to get licensed. What happened to the other 7? I don't know. I don't, and nor should you even concern yourself with that. You might have loved one of those people that aren't returning your call right now, but there's nothing you can do about them. Continue to love them, but move on. Just keep looking for people that are looking for this. So of 3 that get licensed, 1 will go and become a district leader, which is somebody that will have recruiting experience and sales experience behind them. So that's it. So out of the districts, you put in, call it 12 districts in place. We know that 30% of them are going to go to regional vice president. So that's how it works. As long as you have a focus, you have hope in your life, you have something that you're shooting for, you're going to feel the adrenaline, you're going to feel the excitement, and certainly you're going to have a lot to look forward to. So that's kind of the whole opportunity for us. And that was, our 11th year was already 20-something years ago. So we've been paid now. In cash, we've been paid $38 million and change. And then in stock and equity, almost $20 million. So I find that the whole commission and compensation system to be an absolutely fascinating part of our business, as well as the one that will build you all the wealth. Thank you.
Wow. So I mean, and you guys heard it, it's a system, right? So anybody who's willing to work the system has a shot.
Yes.
And that's very unique because anywhere else, you don't have a system when you go to get a job.
Right.
Like, who knows when you're going to get to a CEO, if ever.
You're not going anywhere on that job.
Exactly.
And you're not in control. To lose control of your life is to not understand what life can be.
That's right.
And now that you know that this exists, give this all the time and attention you need, because the rest you understand. It's out of your hands.
We often talk about the fact that you become who you spend time with, right? And so just by having this access to mentorship with someone who made $38 million, right? It
Uh-huh.
elevates all of our earning potential
Yes.
so much, because up until now, most of our surrounding, community probably makes 50 to 100,000.
Right. They're all struggling.
Yeah, so nobody can really elevate us if they haven't elevated themselves.
Right.
So that's why we're here. That's why we're here. We want you guys to make a lot of money, and that's possible here. And the reason we want to paint this vision for you is so that you know it's worth it. It's worth the sacrifice. It's worth giving up a little bit of your time in the evenings to plug in into trainings or to go on appointments or to get good. It's really worth it.